What if I told you that the most powerful empires in the world, France, Spain, even the newborn United States, once trembled at the rise of a small island of enslaved people? That in the late 18th century, an army of men and women born in chains rose up, shattered their oppressors, and forever changed the course of global history. This is the story of the Haitian Revolution, the only successful slave revolt in history. A revolution so shocking, so unstoppable, that Napoleon himself abandoned his dreams of empire in the Americas because of it. And yet, this story has been buried, distorted, and almost forgotten. Tonight, we dig it back up. Welcome to Obscure Archive. The year is 1789. In France, revolution is brewing, but across the Atlantic in the French colony of Saint-Domingue, modern-day Haiti, life couldn't be more different. This island was the jewel of the French Empire. Sugar, coffee, and indigo plantations made it the richest colony in the world. But that wealth came at a price. Nearly 500,000 enslaved Africans living under some of the most brutal conditions known to humanity. The enslaved outnumbered the free population by more than 10 to 1. Masters feared rebellion every single day, and yet they believed their system could never be broken. They were wrong. In 1789, as the French Revolution tore down monarchy in Paris, the ideas of liberty and equality reached Saint-Domingue. But the colony's white planters twisted those ideals to fit themselves. They demanded rights for white colonists, but not for free black men, and certainly not for the enslaved majority. Tensions rose. Free men of color, many of them wealthy landowners themselves, demanded equality. The whites refused. Then, in August 1791, the enslaved population struck. A massive uprising began in the north. Plantations burned. Masters fled in terror. Thousands of enslaved men and women rose up, armed with machetes, fire, and fury. It was the beginning of the Haitian Revolution. Amid the chaos, a leader emerged, Toussaint Louverture. Born into slavery, Toussaint was freed in his 30s. He was intelligent, disciplined, and a brilliant strategist. Soon he transformed the scattered bands of rebels into a disciplined army. Toussaint was more than a general. He was a master diplomat. He played France, Spain, and Britain against one another, securing weapons and allies while keeping his army alive. The revolution was no longer just a revolt. It was a war for independence. France, terrified of losing its richest colony, sent thousands of soldiers to crush the rebellion. Spain and Britain, eager to snatch the colony for themselves, also invaded, but Toussaint and his army outmaneuvered them all. Guerrilla tactics, scorched earth, and sheer resilience turned the enslaved into an unstoppable force. At one point, the French even abolished slavery in an attempt to win back the rebels. But Toussaint knew the truth. Freedom won by decree could be taken away. Freedom won by blood would last forever. By 1801, Toussaint Louverture controlled the entire island. He had declared himself governor for life. For the first time, enslaved people had not only seized freedom, they had built a state. But across the ocean, Napoleon Bonaparte had other plans. Determined to restore slavery and reclaim Saint-Domingue, Napoleon sent over 30,000 troops, the largest army France had ever sent overseas. It should have been an easy victory. Instead, it was a disaster. The tropical climate, brutal resistance, and yellow fever decimated Napoleon's forces. Nearly 2/3 of his men died. His brother-in-law, sent to command, begged for mercy. The French Empire, humiliated, retreated. On January 1st, 1804, the impossible became reality. Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Toussaint's successor, declared the birth of Haiti, the first independent black republic in the world and the second independent nation in the Americas. The Haitian Revolution didn't just free a nation, it changed global history. Napoleon abandoned his dreams of a French empire in the Americas and sold the Louisiana Territory to the United States. Enslaved people across the Caribbean and the Americas drew inspiration from Haiti's victory, and the world's slaveholding powers, they trembled. But freedom came at a cost. France, bitter from its defeat, demanded Haiti pay reparations for its own freedom, an absurd debt that crippled the nation for more than a century. The United States and European powers isolated Haiti, terrified its example would spread. And yet, despite every attempt to bury its story, the Haitian Revolution remains one of the most earth-shattering events in world history. The Haitian Revolution proved a truth the world still struggles with today: that freedom is not granted by empires or kings. It is seized by those who refuse to live in chains. So why is this story still so obscure? Why is it not taught with the same reverence as the American or French revolutions? Maybe because it was too dangerous. Because it proved that even the most oppressed people on earth could rise up and win. This is Obscure Archive. If you believe forgotten history deserves to be remembered, don't just watch, share this story. Because the world needs to know, Haiti changed everything.